What's up, you guys? Nightrider here. So, the day has finally come. The day has finally come where I'm gonna make a major improvement on this game room. And obviously, if you guys can see this big empty sad wall over here that gives me a big opportunity to display my games and hopefully start recording and make my videos here in this room instead of kind of dodging the bullet. So you guys gonna go along with me, and you guys gonna get to see how I go about it, my choices, and the overall results. So, but before we do that, you guys I gotta do this. But first, I gotta clear all this stuff out of the way, right? Okay, you guys, so after cleaning the stuff up and getting stuff out of the way, giving it a little sweep, what comes next? Obviously, we got to measure it, which is um, um, check it out, you guys. So I'm gonna show you guys what I got going here so far with this wall. So two of the main priorities that I kept in mind when I first started this project is make it as cheap as possible, but at the same time effective. And then second is to make it effective, but without making major alterations to the actual original room in here. And just in case for some reason or other I need to remove my collection, remove the shelves, I can easily return it to its original form. So with that said, I'm gonna show you guys what I got going here. So at the very bottom, I did get this. This is a piece of long wood that I chose as a base, and it's this one. It actually goes all the way across to the other wall, and at the end right here, luckily there's actual studs in there. So when I screwed it in, it went into actual wood as here and over there. So it's very sturdy, like more than I need it to be. And then the way I went about choosing the space between the studs here, I had to sit down and actually plan it out and what would be the distance between each one, and I'll explain that to you guys once I complete this part of the wall. But I used, and then on the top I got the same exact piece of wood that I got on the bottom, and I put the cross right here next to this. This is the original closet piece that goes across, and I put this one on here to so they can easily grab onto the studs that are gonna go across down. And I use these pieces right here. Like, this was the most effective, cheapest way to do this. Like, I'm hoping that it doesn't really, I guess, make it ugly. But I'm hoping that once everything's done, that doesn't really have an effect of how it's gonna look. But that's what I went with, and and it's very effective, and hopefully it doesn't really throw off the final project. So far I got these three right here, and I got two more, and I'll show you guys when I finish what that looks like. Okay, you guys, check it out. So you guys seen so far what I got going here. Next up, and I actually beforehand I got a piece of paper and I kind of mapped out, give myself an idea what's going to happen here. So from that, I did decide and make my focal point, my startup point, which is the box NES is going to be on the top front right here, and then work myself down through the wall. So these horizontal shelves are not going to be across the way all the same distance from each other. They're all going to be customized according to the cartridge size, the case size, or whatever it may be. They're all going to be customized, and so hopefully that works out, and see how it comes out. Check it out, you guys. First part complete, which is the NES. That's complete. So what comes next? Okay, you guys. So from this point on, you guys can pretty much have the grand idea of how I put this together, and how much of advantage it can give you to place your whole collection, and then keep the dollar amount you spend on it. It was it was some work. To take some work. This is the time span of a few weeks. I would say maybe 3 weeks, based on the fact that I couldn't just spend one full day on putting this up, because I can only do 1 or 2 hours here and there, based on my schedule. But I'm finally done, and I'm gonna show you guys a little closer look. Just a couple of things that I want to show you guys, like close into it. Um, like I said, the majority is done. It's not 100% done, and that's based on the fact that I'm still considering what kind of items I'm gonna put on there, because all the actual games are there, but I also want to see what kind of items I could put up there, such as World of Nintendo items and amiibos, and accessories that I want to put up there, that will just make the wall look better and display better. So with that said, I'm gonna show you guys real quick a couple of things that I want to make sure you guys know, that you might not notice based on this shot right here. So check this out. Okay, you guys, so real quick, I'm gonna show you guys something that's very important. That it will come up if you guys were to consider, you know, building something like this. So the majority of the games that are here, you know, where the disc based, cartridge based, you know, the small DS, 3DS cases, the majority work in this format, which is, I'm talking about this right here. You know, it's just a simple idea of putting it on there, and it'll work. The only ones that didn't work in that way was, of course, the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo 64, since I choose to have the spines facing out. Obviously, that idea won't work. So what I did is I added an additional piece of wood on it. I guess you guys can say like an L shape. I put two pieces of wood together, and that's why you guys see the extra screw on here for the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo 64. But other than that, that's pretty much the big one that you guys have to like really consider, keep in mind, and that will come up for sure. And let me see what else I can tell you guys. Okay, you guys, so the second thing I wanted to share with you guys is, I think I've mentioned it before, like you have to map out your wall, like what games are gonna go in there, and have an idea how it's gonna roll out. And at the same time, you have to give yourself the open opportunity for your collection to grow. So you want to add spaces where you can put more games. For example, like I'll show you guys right here, I have a Nintendo 64 and I have an extra shelf there for the 64. The NES, I have an extra shelf right there for NES. For the Super Nintendo, I have an extra shelf right there to add games. And then for, you know, GameCube, Wii U, there's extra space down there that I could put games on it, and so on. You guys get the idea. Okay, like I said, the majority of this wall is done. The only things that I want to add is, like I said, items such as stuff that display, you know, amiibos or Nintendo items. So I will see how I utilize this space right here. Put some of these guys right here and make it look nicer and display. And so maybe I'll show you guys if I do a actual walkthrough and tour of the game room. So we'll see. Okay, you guys, so there you have it. That's my Nintendo wall that I finally put up. My only regrets is not doing this a long time ago. It was definitely some work. It was more work than I actually expected, but I'm glad that I did it, and that I can actually finally properly display my Nintendo. Thank you for watching, you guys. If you guys haven't already subscribed, like, comment, I would love questions. If you guys have questions, I would love to receive questions and hopefully answer your questions. And then also hit that notification, rock my bell. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.